Now I drag the formula I put here for the rest of the situation, for the rest of the runs. For example, for the first run, Atlanta wins, second win, 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 loss, win, loss, win, win, loss, and like that. Okay, we are going to continue to do the same thing here with these formulas that we have here. Just we need to change the numbers here. So it is, instead of 60%, would be 0, would be 0.55, and here instead of that it is would be 48, and 45, and like that we continue, and I'm gonna populate all the 1000 runs. Now I am done with activity 1 because I have simulated the results of each game 1000 times, and now I have the results for game 1 to game 7, and that's it. That's what it is wanted in activity 1. And here, for example, you see if rand smaller than 0.45, it is 1, otherwise it is 0. Okay, that's it. Now we can go to our PowerPoint to see what we are supposed to do with activity 2. Okay, let's review activity 1 again here in the PowerPoint. Set up a spreadsheet simulation model for which whether Atlanta wins or loses each game is a random variable. Okay, we did it. Now we can go to activity 2. For activity 2, it is asking us what is the probability that Atlanta Braves win the World Series. Okay, so we need to do more analysis on our simulation. Okay, when it is asking us what is the probability that the Atlanta Braves win, we need to run the simulation 1000 times and get the final results. And see out of the 1000 times how many times Atlanta wins, and after that n over 1000 would be the answer. For example, if we do the simulation and out of 1000 simulation, out of 1000 runs that we do the simulation, n is, for example, 630. So it means that the probability Atlanta wins the World Series equals to 63%. So what now we are supposed to do? Now we need to get the analysis out of the 7 individual runs of games that we had to decide if Atlanta won the game or Twins. Okay, so let's go to the Excel file. Again, I'm telling you to calculate the probability of Atlanta Braves win the World Series. We need to calculate the number of times Atlanta Braves win the runs, win the games out of that 1000 times. And after that, it would be just a simple dividing to get the answer. So here I have to create another column, and I'm gonna name it final results. And make it look better. Okay, now because I want you to try your best to do it with your analysis, and after that check the results with the video. So before that, pause the video and start thinking on that. Put a generous amount of time on this. It is simple and it's a sweet type of challenge because it's a real world type of challenge that could be more encouraging to finish it. Okay, so what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to find a system here that here put us if the Atlanta Braves are winners or losers. For example, if we want to do it manually, the first game Atlanta win, the second game Atlanta win, the third game Atlanta win, fourth game they have lost, fifth game they have lost, but sixth game they won the game. Since on the sixth game Atlanta have reached to 4 win, it should be 1. Okay, for the second one, they lost the first, lost the second, lost the third, but won. And on the fifth game, the other team won the fifth game, that is the fourth one. So the one that is 0. So they lost the World Series according to that situation. But remember, since they are the random numbers, they are updated automatically, constantly, continuously, and now not one is correct anymore. So we need to make the system automatic and write it here. So please pause the video and try your best to get the results. Good luck. Okay, let's start it with a simple type of analysis that is not 100% accurate. So I'm gonna put if summation of these 7 games is greater or equal than 4, it means Atlanta is the winner, otherwise it is the loser. Okay, so I have done it very simple. If summation of all these things is greater than 4, Atlanta would be the winner. Okay, so I'm gonna populate it and see if it works. For example, for the first one, it says they are losers. Let's check it. They lost the first game, they win the second one, lose the third, lose the fourth. So far they have lost 3 games. For 5 they win, but for the game 6 they have lost it. So when they have lost it, it means that the Twins won game 1, game 3, game 4, and game 6 is done. But you see, in our analysis, we still consider game 7. The answer is correct, but it is not accurate. Let's go for the second one. They lost the first one, but they win the second, win the third, fifth, and sixth. On the sixth game, Atlanta has secured 4 wins, so there is no need to consider game 7. So that's the point. But for now, it is the answers, and now we can very easily do the calculation. But let's do more analysis on these things that we have, because now we are ready to calculate the probability of the Atlanta win the games, because out of these 1000 we can calculate how many 1 do we have here to continue. So let's make our calculation a little bit more professional, in a way that we consider some more factors, and still, as you can see, the formula stayed the same. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna put here the result of the first 4 game, the result of the first 5 game, And also I'm gonna put here FR1. Remember, we just want to do more practice and make our model more sophisticated, to the reason that I told you, because we are gonna check the seventh game, but we want our model to be smart enough that if, for example, the first, fourth game are win, at exactly at that moment, give the result. So for that reason, I'm gonna check here the result of the first four game. So I'm gonna put this fourth game here, and it would be the result of that. So here, for example, it says that here the first four game, and Atlanta has won 3 of them, and as you can see, it is here. Okay, and remember, for the homeworks, for the exams, for anything, you are not supposed to do these things. It is just a practice. As I told you, here it goes and checks all the 7 games, but many times the result of the World Series is obvious, and there is no need for checking the 5th game, 6 games, and 7 games. So we are just, since we have time, we are gonna do the model in a way that as soon as it notices the first 4 games are enough to decide about the champion, okay, don't check the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Or if the results are obvious according to the first 5 games, don't continue to the 6th and 7th. That's the point here. Okay, so here I'm gonna check the results of each of these things: the first 4 games, the first 5 games, the first 6 games, the first 7 games. So as soon as I notice, for example, the first 6 games are giving me the final results, I'm not gonna check the 7 games, just as a practice and to see how you can have more control over your simulation. So here I'm gonna continue this for the first 5 games to see what is the result over there. And you see here, when we check it manually, still the results are not determining about the final winner. We go for the first 6 games. And finally, we have the results for the 7 games. In this column that we did first, we just considered the 7 games. And as you see, it is 4 and it is 1. Because all the results are based on, and they are going to be correct. Okay, we are going to populate this for the rest of the situation that we have. And now we are at the formula. And please, at this time, also recommend you pause the video and try your best to write the formula here that can say which one is the winner. And it is going to be similar, not, yeah, it is going to be also a nested one, because it checks if the results are not determined, are not final according to first 4 games, it goes for the the first 5. If they cannot be determined according to first 5 games, go to the 6, and final to the 7. Okay, now pause the video and try your best. Now we are going to put the nested if statement to handle that part. So we are going to do it in this way. If the results of the first 4 games is not determining, and I'm gonna say it in this way, if the first 4 games number of wins for Atlanta is not equal to 4, if it is equal to 4, so that's enough, the Atlanta would be the winner. Otherwise, let's check if the results of the first 5 games is determining. If yes, okay, Atlanta is the winner. Otherwise, let's check if the results of the first 6 games are determining. So if L equal to 4, if it is the case, so the results, the number of wins for the first 6 games is 4, so Atlanta is the game. and we continue like this to get the rest.